1 month after banker Uday Kotak wrote to Prime Minister Narendra Modi as President of the Confederation of Indian Industry, the private sector has still not been involved in COVID vaccination across the country. NDTV has details of the letter and also about a series of recommendations which have been made and thus far ignored on how the pace of vaccinating Indian citizens can be sped up by involving the industry. Vishnu with all the details.
Well, India's overall vaccination numbers may be impressive, but as a percentage of the total population that needs to be inoculated against COVID-19, it's still minuscule, which begs the question, why isn't the private sector involved? In fact, NDTV has learned that the private sector is very keen to be involved. In a January 14th letter to the Prime Minister, Uday Kotak, as President of CII, wrote, hospitals should be allowed to vaccinate critical patients and paying clients eventually for ensuring that the vaccine reaches all in the shortest possible time period while not diverting resources from the government strategy of beneficiaries. He wrote, the CII suggests that for ensuring faster rollout and also to provide confidence to workers at the workplace, business enterprises could be permitted to vaccinate their employees as well as assist in the rollout for surrounding communities. The CII estimates that the involvement of the private sector will result in the inoculation of an additional 10 crore workers in the formal sector, and also local communities could have access to the vaccine. Now, if such a program were to work out, it would help, the CII believes, workers to be more productive, consumers to return to markets, and in restoring the economy as a whole. What's more, in a series of proposals sent into the government, the CII has said that there is a need to cover the remaining 80% of citizens really quickly, and that India must consider the equitable access to vaccines of all citizens. Why? Because at the moment the government has priority groups. In other words, there should be a parity in access to the vaccines because India, the CII says in its proposals, is unique. Our demographics are very different from the world, which is why corporates should increasingly be involved. Calls for an equitable model and a parity in access absolutely critical.
All right, thank you very much, Vishnu, for all the latest.